Ever felt like your brain just freezes when you try to speak English, even though you know all the grammar rules? Like you understand everything perfectly in your head, but the words don't come out naturally? That moment when you're in a real conversation and suddenly you're translating word by word from your native language? Yeah, I've been there too. It's so frustrating, right?
Totally. And that's exactly why today we're diving deep into something super practical: how to train your brain to speak English naturally. No more robotic sentences or awkward pauses. We're talking about rewiring how you think so English just flows.
Hi, everyone. I'm Naina. Welcome to English Chat Studio, where we make learning feel like a relaxed chat with friends rather than a classroom lecture.
And I'm Mon. If you're tired of studying endless rules but still struggling to sound natural, this episode is for you. Stick around because we're going to share simple brain training habits that actually work in real life.
Before we jump in, if you've ever had that "I know this but can't say it" feeling, hit the like button right now. It really helps us create more of these episodes. And if you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our weekly chats. What's one situation where you wish English came out more naturally for you? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one.
Exactly. Today, we're going to explore how your brain can shift from studying English to living English. It's not about memorizing more vocabulary. It's about training your mind to think and respond in English automatically, like native speakers do.
Think about it. Babies don't learn their first language by doing exercises. They absorb it through constant exposure and playful use. We can do something similar as adults. The key is consistency and the right techniques. Ready to train your brain?
Let's start with the foundation. The biggest shift happens when you stop translating everything in your head. That mental translation slows you down and makes you sound unnatural. Instead, we want direct English thinking.
One powerful way is immersion. Surround yourself with English every day, even for short periods. Listen to podcasts like this one while walking, watch shows without subtitles sometimes, or label things in your house in English. Your brain starts connecting words directly to ideas instead of your native language.
Right. And don't just passively listen. Try shadowing. That means repeating what you hear immediately after the speaker, copying their rhythm and intonation. It trains your mouth and brain at the same time. I do this with my favorite YouTubers in the morning.
Me too. It feels a bit silly at first, but after a week, you notice your speaking flows better. Another habit: think in English during daily routines. Describe what you're doing in your head while cooking or commuting. "I'm chopping these vegetables for the stir fry. They look so fresh today." Simple, but it builds that natural pathway.
You know what's brilliant? When you start dreaming in English or catching yourself thinking in it without effort, that's when you know your brain is adapting. It takes patience, but the results feel amazing.
Absolutely. Let's talk about reducing fear of mistakes too. Your brain holds back when it's scared of sounding wrong. Give yourself permission to speak imperfectly. Every native speaker made tons of mistakes when learning. True. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute about your day and listen back. You'll spot patterns and improve quickly. It's private practice that builds real confidence. Building on that foundation, let's get into the core techniques that rewire your brain. First, focus on chunks of language instead of single words. Native speakers don't think subject plus verb plus object. They use ready-made phrases like, "I was wondering if," or "that reminds me of."
Exactly. So train your brain by learning collocations, words that naturally go together. Instead of just learning make, learn make a decision, make a phone call, make sense. It speeds up your speaking because your brain retrieves whole ideas faster.
Another game changer is spaced repetition with speaking. Use apps, but instead of just reviewing flashcards, speak the sentences out loud. Explain a topic you love for 2 minutes every day. Your brain strengthens those neural pathways through active use.
I love the one topic a day challenge. Pick something simple like your favorite food or weekend plans and describe it in English without notes. At first it's slow, but your brain starts anticipating what comes next. That's natural fluency developing.
Don't forget emotional connection. When you care about the topic, your brain engages more deeply. Talk about things that actually matter to you: hobbies, dreams, funny stories. That emotional energy makes the language stick better than dry grammar drills.
Right. And mix input with output. Listen a lot, but immediately try to retell what you heard in your own words. This trains comprehension and production together. It's like gym training for your language brain. Input builds strength, output builds skill.
Here's a quick practice for you listening right now. Pause for a moment and describe your current surroundings in English for 30 seconds. Go ahead. I'll wait. How did that feel? A bit challenging at first? That's normal. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Another tip: change your inner voice. Start narrating your thoughts in English during low-pressure moments. Waiting in a queue? The line is moving slowly today, but I don't mind because I'm listening to a good podcast. Your brain gets used to producing English effortlessly.
We hear from so many learners that after a few weeks of this, conversations start feeling less like exams and more like natural chats. That's the goal. English becoming part of how you think, not something you perform. Let's move into some real-life situations where this training shows up. Imagine you're meeting friends for coffee. Instead of preparing sentences in advance, you let your trained brain respond in the moment. For example, someone asks, "How was your weekend?" A natural response might be, "It was lovely, actually. I finally caught up on some reading and went for a long walk. What about you?" Notice how it flows without overthinking. In a work meeting, you might say, "I've been thinking about this project, and I believe we should adjust the timeline slightly because..." See? Chunks and natural rhythm come from brain training, not memorization. Let's explore more everyday scenarios. Suppose you're ordering food at a restaurant. A brain trained for natural English might say, "Could I have the grilled chicken, please? And could you make it spicy?" Instead of hesitating and translating. Or when catching up with family on a video call. "You won't believe what happened at work today. I managed to finish the report early, which was such a relief." The relaxed tone comes from practice in thinking directly in English. Formal versus informal also becomes easier. With friends, you might say, "That's brilliant," but in a professional email, "I appreciate your help with this." Training your brain helps you switch naturally based on context. Speaking confidence grows when you focus on communication over perfection. Native speakers use fillers like "you know," "kind of," or "sort of" all the time. It's okay to use them while your brain catches up. It actually makes you sound more natural. Try this participation prompt. Think of a recent experience and describe it using at least 3 natural phrases, like "ended up," "turned out," or "realized that." Say it out loud. Which one felt most comfortable for you? Share in the comments. Pronunciation and rhythm improve too through training. Listen to how native speakers link words together. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. Practice by repeating short dialogues and focusing on the music of the language. Shadowing, again, is perfect here. Pick a short clip from a podcast or series and mimic not just the words, but the speed, pauses, and melody. Your mouth muscles and brain sync up beautifully over time. In practical situations like job interviews or travel, this preparation pays off. You respond more quickly and confidently because your brain isn't busy translating. It's already thinking in English. Remember, it's okay if some days feel harder. Brains need rest too. Consistency beats intensity. Even 10 minutes daily of active speaking practice creates massive changes over months.
Let's look at common mistakes learners make when trying to train their brain. First, many focus only on input, watching and listening without speaking. That's like training for a marathon by only reading about running. You need output to build speaking pathways.
Another one, being too hard on yourself for mistakes. This creates anxiety that actually blocks natural flow. Instead, celebrate small wins like completing a full minute of description without stopping. People also try to learn too many things at once. Pick one technique, like thinking in English during meals, and stick with it for a week before adding another. Your brain absorbs better with focus. Sometimes learners use overly formal textbook language in casual chats, which sounds unnatural. Training helps you pick up real conversational shortcuts and phrases.
And the biggest one,
Giving up too early. Brain changes take time. Trust the process. You're literally building new neural connections. Time for some interactive practice to strengthen what we've discussed. Let's do a quick choose the more natural sentence exercise. Which sounds better in daily life? I am wanting to go to the cinema, or I want to go to the cinema? Obviously, the second one flows better. Here's another. Try completing this out loud. Yesterday, I ended up... What comes to your mind? Maybe, yesterday, I ended up staying late at work because the meeting ran over. Great job. Fill in the blank naturally. I've been thinking about learning guitar, and I reckon... Pause and speak your version. This trains spontaneous thinking. Now, a mini speaking task. Describe your favorite way to relax in English for 30 seconds. Focus on letting the ideas flow without perfect grammar. How did it go? You're already training your brain right now. One more. Imagine a friend says they're nervous about speaking English. What encouraging advice would you give them using what we talked about today? Share your response in the comments below. These little practices build the habit of natural production. Do them regularly, and you'll notice conversations becoming smoother and more enjoyable. As we wrap up, remember that training your brain to speak English naturally is a journey, not a destination. Be kind to yourself, stay consistent with small daily habits, and celebrate every time you express an idea without translating first. You already have everything you need inside you. It's about giving your brain the right environment and practice to let English emerge naturally. You've got this. Time with us today. It means a lot. What's one technique you're going to try this week? Tell us in the comments. We genuinely love hearing your stories and progress. If this helped, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who's learning English, and subscribe for more real conversations like this.
learning should feel good, not stressful. Keep showing up for yourself, and the results will surprise you.
See you next time.